Alright, so you read the title. We're talking about the main issue, gameplay fixes that need to be addressed for the next 2K. Now, I'm gonna go through some of the fixes that I seen and some of the problems that I seen. I'm gonna miss some. Leave them in the comments if you notice some that I missed. We're gonna start off with something that's just kind of annoying. When a person puts up a shot and then the AI just fucking stands there like this instead of going for the rebound. And just because it's past wingspan, there's absolutely no type of fluidity in the game. And we're about to get fucked because you guys have an actual big man on their team. Bang it up. Hold up. Bang! That's what I'm talking about, man. Don't leave me open. That's the wrong person to leave open. One more! Bang! Back to back, let's go! So 2K, work on the rebounding. I get it, you don't want it to be too overpowered. You don't want it to make it feel like there's just a magnetic force attracting people towards a ball. But if there's a loose ball, sometimes it doesn't make sense for a team rebound if there's a guy right there and it takes him 1,000 seconds just to accelerate towards the ball. And it happens so often when you're playing too. It's not like a one-of-a-kind thing. This probably happens every game you play. Alright, the next one, and one that's maybe kind of realistic but also incredibly annoying, is bouncing the ball off of people's body parts. Now, a lot of the times you bounce the ball off other people's legs. There's a lot of times someone will steal the ball with their elbow or with their shoulder. It's kind of ridiculous, yo. I get that we shouldn't be running into players like that, especially clicking turbo, but really? I think something needs to be done about that. It's just annoying and unrealistic the way the ball is stolen doing that. But to be honest, I think this is the one point that I'm gonna be mentioning in this video that if they didn't address, I'd be like, alright, it's not the end of the world. I'm ridiculous for trying that, whatever. The next one, and this happens in ProAm a lot, or if you play team up a lot, is the referees need to stop holding on to the ball for fucking ever, yo. That shit is annoying. How many times y'all been playing ProAm and then the referee just holds on to the ball for a juicy 15 seconds? Like, yo, can we play the game? And he just stands there like, it's just annoying. We're trying to get the game going, especially in a very close game. It's down to the wire. Referee's holding the ball and right before the free throw for a nice 10 seconds. Like, yo, pass the ball, ref. You're not playing the game. The next one has to do with double teams. Double teams can be pretty annoying to, hold up, let me get that easy. Are you fucking kidding me? How do I miss open? Yo, pass it back right here. Pass it. Yo, fire pop. What the fuck? Alright, the next thing has to do with double teams, especially if you don't have one of those superstars with the badges that tell you when a double team's coming. If a double team traps you, even on passes that would seem incredibly easy to make, even with the trap, you toss it way over a person's head with a player who has good pass rating. So this happens a lot when I'm playing my team. I use Stephen Curry as my point guard. He's a good passer. So he'll get double teamed and there's a lot of room and a lot of open space. The guy that I'm passing to is wide open. Tossing it over the person's head, 3 or 4 feet over a person's head, doesn't make sense. Like, that's how, Sway. Especially if they're close in distance. How could you possibly... Man, we're really choking right now. We were up 10-0 and now they're on a 13-0 run. I need to start paying attention. Maybe that's all. Here's one that every single one of us can relate to. You have a player like Russell Westbrook who has a high emotion stat, and so he gets a good dunk. And y'all know about the transition cheese on 2K, right? We'll get into that a little bit later. And he just fucking celebrates on his way back, and then they get an easy 2 points out of it. It's get back on defense, bitch. There should be an option to celebrate. We shouldn't be forced to celebrate. Sometimes you can cancel a celebration right before it happens by holding R2, the turbo button, but then you're using the turbo and destroying the stamina of a player who just came off an offensive, like, really? This should be like common sense stuff. We shouldn't be forced into a celebration, especially when there's transition problems in the game off inbound. It just doesn't make sense. Pull up, that's me. That's a good release. That's what I'm talking about. Back in the game, down 1. Why did you double team Fire Pop? Why would you double? I had him on clamps. Alright, the next one is something that I wouldn't be annoyed if they left in the game, but it's like, it doesn't serve a purpose anymore, and that's a spin move. So if you guys have been following since 2K13, 2K14, 2K15, you guys know that the spin move was a move that was so fucking overpowered that if you went on competitive websites like Game Battles, you literally got disqualified for using it once. That's how overpowered it was. So in this year's 2K, they set out to make it less overpowered, but in the process, they pretty much made it useless. There's a lot of times where I'll do a spin move and the guy is behind me and I get this bump animation. Literally, if there's a speck of dust in your way, you will get an annoying fucking bump animation and it'll just stop your whole momentum. So it makes using the spin move incredibly useless. The only time you can use a spin move successfully is if you are wide open or you just get lucky and the guy happened to move out your way mid-animation. And now that the hop step is so fucking effective in 2K and that the Euro step works so well, especially if you have those gold badges, there is no reason for somebody to ever use the spin move. The next one is probably, for a lot of you, the most infuriating thing about 2K. Now, I found a workaround that I don't even share with people because when I'm playing them, I'm trying to get the W. Defending a corner 3 for me for the first few months was next to fucking impossible. The amount of setting changes that I had to make to finally find some settings that actually defended the corner 3 was amazing. For those who don't know, the easiest way to win on 2K is just to abuse a pick and roll with a player that can also stretch the floor and shoot threes and a very fast point guard who's good at passing. And so if you have those things, you will pick and roll cheese to death. Now, in the process of pick and roll cheesing, what you're gonna do defensively to adjust is you're gonna start to play help defense. And so when the AI starts to automatically, by the way, it's not like you asked them to play help defense, that means the corner is being left open. And you know 2K people, yo. Amazing shooter in the corner, and then he's gonna bang the 3 every single time. And so what they're pretty much doing is baiting you to go on the pick and roll, which if you don't help on, they're likely to score because they'll try it 2 or 3 times in the same possession. And in the process, they get a corner 3. The next thing is a pretty simple one. Sometimes you'll tip a loose ball and then you're playing the AI for whatever reason. They just gain super speed, turn into the Flash to catch up to the ball and pick it up. And the last one, and this is a pretty big one, is the contact animations, yo. I'm tired of fucking driving to the paint and then getting that same little fucking bump animation, especially when I feel like I shouldn't be getting it. Yo, is there not more than one type of animation that we could be using? Basketball, as much as you may not believe, it's still a contact sport. There's a lot of contact, especially defensively. And so I would like that to be a little bit more realistic, especially when you're in the paint this year. I mean, if someone beats you to the spot, I get that you should kind of be bumped back or, you know, lose a little bit of control of the ball, and that makes sense. And there's not real one specific thing I noticed with this. It's just more of a general thing. The contact animations can use some work. Anyway, these are all the gameplay issues that I've had playing 2K16 that I'm hoping are fixed for next year. I've missed some, so I want you to let me know the ones that I've missed in the comments down below. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to slap that like button. Let's try and hit a nice 600 likes. And I'm gonna catch you on the next episode. I'm out, y'all. Peace.